What's going on? Welcome back to another video. So I decided now is a great time. It's been a little bit over a year since I've had the Fox 2.5 Elites on the truck, and I've gone through a bunch of different terrains. I went to Utah, been to Southern California out in the desert, and done a bunch of other little local trails here. And I've got a pretty good idea of how I feel about this suspension, and I've learned a lot on the way. So let's share some of those things with you guys. So starting off with the setup, if you haven't seen the previous video where I installed this entire suspension kit, I will put the link up here for you guys to check it out. I go over all of the parts that I used and the products and kind of why I did some of the things I did. But a quick recap, we have the Camberg upper control arms in the front, the full Fox 2.5 Elite series coilovers in the front, and their shocks that are externally reservoired in the rear. I decided that I wasn't going to keep the stock rear springs, and I went with some aftermarket springs just because I have a camper shell and I typically put a lot of gear in the back when I go camping. So with that, you can kind of tell we're on a relatively level surface. The front sits a little bit lower than the rear, and that's due to the fact that I added a heavier spring in the rear. There's some pros and cons with the rear setup. We'll go over those later, but the front, I do wish that it was a little bit higher up front. I don't have the coilovers completely maxed out. I could easily get another 1/4 inch of preload out of the coilovers, and I could even go a little bit farther according to Fox as long as I add some aftermarket bump stops. Now with this current setup and my wheel and tire setup, which is fairly aggressive with a 0 offset and 35-inch tires, I do rub here on the fender. I have caused a little bit of damage to these fender covers and the fenders themselves by causing them to kind of buckle a little bit. There's a little gap here because of it, and that is due to some kind of higher speed off-roading that I did down in the desert during King of the Hammers. Now, I have put this truck through some abuse, which has caused this damage, and I'm just using the extra spacer that Fox provided for the bump stops. I think in the future we will do something different up front to kind of level out the ride. Now in the rear, like I said, we just have the Fox 2.5s. You can see them kind of popping through here, and the reservoirs are tucked neatly behind the bed. And we have a 100 to 200 pound spring in the rear. Now what that did is it did jack up the rear ride height. You can tell there is at least another 1 to 2 inches of clearance between the tire and the fender. We are on sort of a little downhill slope, so this is a little bit more exaggerated than normal. But generally it's about 1 to 2 inches of clearance between the tire greater than the front. Ideally, I would like to level this out, but that's going to take some more tweaking in the future. Now, since we've gone over kind of the setup that I have on the truck right now, which has been pretty much the same exact setup since I installed it, we're going to go over some of the things that I've done with the truck and kind of my personal take on this suspension system in those particular scenarios. So we'll start off with towing. Now, many of you are probably not going to be towing if you're looking at getting off-road suspension, but my case, when I was looking for picking a suspension package, I wanted to be able to tow my race car and have the ability to tow anything really at any time. So with that, I tow my E36 M3. It's not super heavy, it's about 3,000 pounds. And then I have about a 2,000 pound trailer that I use. So roughly 5,000 pounds that I'm towing with a truck occasionally. It has been great. I've towed it about 500 miles with that car, and what I've noticed is it is extremely balanced. I think that is also due to the fact that I have the heavier spring in the rear, because when I go to put a little load on the tongue, the truck does level out perfectly, and it's extremely easy to drive over windy mountain roads and on long straights. The truck in that situation while towing is extremely predictable with this suspension. I don't notice that it sags. I don't notice that I lose any sort of stiffness in the ride quality, and if anything, it has made the truck even more predictable and safer when towing. So that is something that I actually am extremely happy about, because that was a huge concern of mine going to an off-road style suspension and getting rid of the stock suspension for towing. Now with that, I did tow a little bit more. I towed a Ford F-150 on a similar trailer, so it was roughly about 8,000 to 9,000 pounds total. And I drove about 700-800 miles with that setup, and it felt the exact same as it did with my M3. So I didn't really notice too much more of the weight, and I think that's due to the fact that this is the new Tundra, and they're very capable of towing. But in terms of the suspension, it was still extremely predictable. Driving over to Tehachapi Pass, which is a pretty tremendous grade of ascent and descent, the suspension was great. The steering feel didn't change. I didn't feel like it was any lighter in the front due to the increased weight in the rear. And on turning, it didn't have too much body roll or anything like that. So I thought that this suspension did a great job while towing, and it was extremely predictable, and I would highly recommend the Fox if you're looking at having any sort of towing in the future. Now with that, we'll move on to what you guys really want to know about, is how does it perform off-roading? Well, I did a number of different off-roading styles. We've done crawling in this truck when we went to Moab, and we have done some higher speed off-roading in Johnson Valley during King of the Hammers. Now, if you want to check out both those videos, I will throw those in the description down below for you to check out. But overall consensus is this suspension setup did phenomenal in both situations. When we were crawling in Moab, I thought it was extremely predictable. It wasn't very jarring, and the articulation that this truck had was very, very great for what it is. These third gens have been known to not have too much front articulation due to the front sway bar, and the overall flex in the front is not as good as previous generations as well. But what I did notice is I was able to get plenty of traction with the rear end as well. I will say the rear end is a lot more capable than the front, which is pretty common. So we're pretty much just talking about the front here. But what I did notice when crawling is the tires were hitting the fenders quite a bit. But other than that, I was able to maneuver very well. And I noticed that there was no real change in quality of the ride when we were off-roading for 6 to 8 hours a day for about 4 or 5 days straight in Moab. The suspension remained extremely durable and extremely predictable, and I didn't have any issues at all. Now, most of you are probably not going to be crawling, especially if you have the long bed, full cab like I do. It's more of just for fun. It's not really taking it too seriously because, let's be honest, Jeeps, Broncos, and Tacomas are just going to kick our butts crawling. But I did take the chance and did what I could with this truck, and the suspension performed flawlessly. Now, going about the kind of higher speed off-roading, which we did down during King of the Hammers, we did bottom out the front suspension a handful of times, causing us to buckle the fenders some more. I did damage and break the fender cover here. That is plastic. It's completely worn out here. Now, I don't relate that to the suspension's fault. I think it's just more of the capability of the truck and how much overall length of travel you can get from these, as well as it's kind of my fault for picking such a big tire with a very aggressive wheel offset. Now, if you kind of followed Fox's recommendations for offsets and tire sizes, I'm sure you wouldn't run into any rubbing issues. During that higher speed off-roading, I thought the Fox was extremely well-mannered. It didn't overreact when I bottomed out. It didn't shoot jarring, reflex up from the suspension and cause me to lose any sort of steering loss. Like I said, extremely predictable, and I was able to soak up a lot of the stuff that I thought we were gonna have issues with. I was able to kind of go about 50, 60 miles an hour through a lot of the whoop sections and crank the higher speed compression up, and it was able to perform very well. As far as the rear goes, I've just been completely blown away with the rear. I have zero complaints with the rear setup, other than the ride height. It performs extremely well. You can actually get this tire to fully tuck up into the rear bed when crawling and off-roading. You don't really notice any sort of issue with bottoming out the rear shocks. So that is going to be kind of more capable portion of the truck. The front is really where things start to get a little bit more technical and you have to be a little bit more cautious. Now, in terms of durability with this setup that I've had for about a year now, I'm going to include the control arms in this because we kind of did all this at the same time, and you're going to most likely have to do upper control arms. With that, the upper control arms have gotten pretty dirty. They will need to be serviced, so they're already starting to squeak. So I'm going to be taking those off and servicing those ball joints. As far as the shocks, for after the past year and I believe about 15,000 miles, we've had zero seal issues or leaks or any sort of degradation in performance. These things have performed the exact same since the day I put them on the truck. The one thing I did notice is, well, two things I did notice is, first, the adjusters do tend to get a little sticky when they get dirt in them, so being sure to clean those out and kind of service those after every off-road trip is a good idea. The other thing I noticed, which is with the rear, is the sandwiching bushings that connect to the top of the truck in here. They are sort of a harder rubber, and when I installed them, I followed the torque procedure and they looked great, but going over the truck, I noticed that those upper bushings have started to kind of cave and kind of sandwich out and pancake out, I guess is a better term. So that's something that I'm going to need to address and probably replace that lock nut and put a new one on there and kind of dial in those bushings. But other than that, I haven't noticed any issues with the front or the rear in terms of Fox's shocks. They've been extremely durable with zero leaks. One of the things I do love about this Fox setup, this is the only thing that I can compare to. I haven't had Kings, but that would have been the other choice I would have had. Now, one of the things that I have heard notorious about King suspension is they do lean more on the soft side while the Fox lean more on the stiff side. And that kind of made my decision because I tow with a vehicle and I didn't want to have a ceiling right out the gate to where I would need to upgrade any sort of spring rates. So as you can see, we have sliders, we have a camper shell. I do have full aluminum skid plates under the truck, and we are going to be adding a bumper in the front. Now, what that's going to do is going to add a lot of cab weight onto the suspension. Now, it doesn't affect the rear because we have those heavier springs, but in the front, we still have the Eibach springs that came with the Fox kit. Now, after doing some research, I found that these are a 650-pound spring in the front, which I thought was going to be an issue with adding all this weight, especially with adding the front bumper. I thought we were going to start to get some sag, which most likely we are, but after talking with Fox Suspension, Eibach, and reaching out to AccuTune, huge shout out to AccuTune because they were able to run a program while I was on the phone with them and kind of do some calculations to determine if I actually needed to upgrade my spring rates to maintain the ride quality. What they suggested was I can just add some more preload to the front, and the 650-pound spring was going to be plenty adequate for all of the added weight I have on the truck. Plus, I had another 100 pounds of sealing that I can add on here as well. I don't know how that would be with the King suspension, but most likely I'd be under the impression that I would have to upgrade that spring rate. So that is something really cool with the Fox, is that you don't have to touch it. If you're going to be doing a bumper, sliders, a shell, and skid plates, this is plenty capable right out the gate, which I think is something to be considered because having to buy another spring can add more time and more money. Well, long story short, I absolutely love this suspension. I have zero complaints with it, other than the fact that I could use some more travel, but that's just me wanting long travel. So that is nothing against this system. Now, would I buy this kit again? Looking back at where I was when this truck was a little bit newer and there were only a handful of brands out there, looking back, I am extremely happy with the choice that I made. The Fox kit has been amazing. It's performed well, it's been durable, and it's extremely predictable, and you kind of know what you get when you buy it. So I would absolutely buy this kit again if I was looking back at the choice that I made. I don't regret it at all. So I hope this video kind of gives you an idea of whether or not this Fox kit is right for you. You don't need to be worrying about towing. If you're not going to be towing, don't think that you should get a King kit. This kit will perform just as good, if not better in some areas, from my opinion. So that pretty much sums up the video of the kind of 1 year review of the suspension kit. Like I said, I'm super happy. I hope you guys get a set of these. I will throw a link down in the description below for you to check them out. But with that, that's gonna be it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.